Welcome to Coffee Breaks Thursdays. We're having lemonade today. What can I tell you? Waiting for people to join. We're expecting our guest today to be Liz Fletcher, the actor from Kentucky. So let's see what happens. She's in Coffee Breaks, and so people are starting to join. The video also, it looks like it changed its color. I'm not sure what just happened. Somehow the video got less hot. I don't know why the temperature changed, but I'm less shiny. I'm not really sure. Hey, Robbie, man, I like seeing your food. I'm grateful for you, man, as my friend. I really appreciate you. You know that you're one of the purest skateboarder dudes, true chef, man. I really dig you. So I just want you to know that. I never tell you that, but I wanted you to know that, man. I like you, man. I miss seeing you. Thanks, brother. Yeah, man. I'm doing good, man. It's a lot has changed. Obviously, my look has changed since you've seen me, and my career has changed since you've seen me. So things are good, man. I can't complain. I really can't. My only complaint is I'm not eating the food you're making. That's my complaint. So when I come back to see my parents, I'm gonna make an effort to come and see you, and because my parents are still living in Redmond, so. I'm waiting for our guest to join here. Liz Fletcher is joining us for Coffee Breaks. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. A lot. So, waiting for Liz Fletcher. I don't know how you get somebody. Hey, Warren is here now. Warren is I call him the producer, but he's I don't know, the handler, the guy who makes it happen. Warren is the guy who makes it happen for Coffee Breaks. He's here. He's an actor out of Florida. Where is our guest of honor here? Let's see if I can find it. Okay. Guest requests. It says I have a lot of viewers, but I'm not seeing that. Where is our guest here? Always a thing. She probably doesn't know how to do this one. I told her we weren't doing it on Instagram. We switched from Instagram to Facebook because Instagram lost our videos. And, I'm delivering because I'm me, right? So I'm delivering brilliant content. And then Instagram is like, who cares? And so that's no good. I want to give a shout out to my dude. Gospel Mike is watching. He's a rapper. He's the only music video I appeared in. He's the only time I played a cop. Warner Brothers got me, all right. But realistically, Gospel Mike is the only reason I played a cop. I want to give a shout out to his new video. I love it. I think it's called Rounds, Holy Rounds. It's Holy Rounds. That's it. So Google Gospel Mike Holy Rounds. It's a fantastic new video. A lot of money spent on this thing. Quality stuff delivered out of Stockton and Sacramento. So it also features my dude Art Collins. Shout out to him. So here we go. I'm going to bring Liz on. Liz wants video. Oh, why are you fashionably late? Come on, you knew we were starting at 11. What are you doing? Anyway, so shout out to my dude over there in Stockton. I left, so I can't be in your videos anymore. But you know how that goes. So I keep getting offers. You got it, dude. You got it. So I keep getting offers to come back to the Bay. Yesterday I got one. They're like, we want you to advertise this amazing vegan person. I was like, oh my God, I so want to advertise this vegan person. They're like, it's in Oakland. And I'm like, yeah, not going to do that. So Liz, come on here. What is going on? I'm adding you and then you're not joining. So our guest is, oh my God, connecting. What is going on with you?
Hi.
It's your first time on a self-tape, I understand. So I'm kidding.
What?
You're an expert. So, hey, thank you for being here. You have a delay. Okay, maybe you don't. Maybe you did. So anyway, Liz Fletcher joining us from Kentucky. And it's what, 2:00 there?
Yes. Well, okay. 2:06. I'm fashionably late.
That's it. What's up with that?
Sorry. I have no motivation today. It's just one of those days where I just want to sit and just watch Netflix all day.
Watch Netflix all day? What are you currently watching?
What?
What are you currently watching? Like, what's your Netflix trip?
So my friend Jonathan Moody, he always has great recommendations for me. And
We were in 5 seconds before you mentioned Jonathan. So, all right. So that's a shout out. So go on.
he's one of my best friends. I have to.
Right.
So he recommended You on Netflix. Perfect. I love
Yeah.
it.
He made me watch, because I know him as well now. Since the last time we talked, Jonathan and I have become friends. And so he told me I had to watch this movie, Super Hybrid, to be on his. He says, "Oh, you want to be on my review of really terrible horror movies?" And I said, "Well, sure." And so I watched Super Hybrid. So he's got people watching random things, I guess.
Horrible movies.
Yeah. So wait, but You wasn't good?
No, You is
Oh,
terrific.
but Super Hybrid is bad.
I haven't seen Super Hybrid, but he's had me watch half a dozen other horrible horror movies, which they're kind of good in a way. I like those really bad movies because they're kind of fun to watch. But he's definitely opened up a whole new world for me with horror films.
Okay, so I know we got to talk about coffee breaks. I know we got to talk about
Yeah.
coffee breaks, but as an actor, uh, do you have desire to be in that kind of film? Do you want to be in like a B movie? Because I do, like really bad. Like I want to be in one of those crappy ass ones. Like so,
Fucking lutely. Oh,
you
can I
do?
say
Okay.
that? Can I say
Well,
that?
you just did. It's live television. So what are we gonna do about that?
Sorry, Mom. Yes, absolutely. I want to be a part of anything that somebody will let me be a part of, honestly. I love horror films. I got strangled by intestines last week. Some of you guys probably saw that. That was a lot of fun.
That's right. That's right. I saw that. Was it your own intestines or was it someone else's intestines?
It was my camera guy's intestines.
Oh, that's even more brutal when it's someone else's
It
intestines.
was so horribly sad.
And can we get a spoiler? Like, what were the intestines made of?
So they were. Now I'm a nurse, but I've never had my hands on intestines. But from what I can imagine, they were pretty realistic. Let's see, they used pantyhose stuffed with cotton, I think, and did a layer of liquid latex on it and then soaked it in the blood, well, fake blood, obviously.
Soaked into the blood
Um,
of our enemies.
and
Yeah.
then after they poured a little bit extra on it when we started filming, so it was pretty fun.
Okay, so they fabricated them. They didn't go to like a butcher shop and look
No.
like pig intestine or anything like that. They just made it.
Oh, yeah, it was very sticky though.
If they had done pig intestine, real pig intestine, you still would have done the shoot?
Oh yeah, I don't get grossed out.
Okay, right. Well, you're from Kentucky, so you guys you kill your own food there, right? I mean, we don't do that here in LA.
That's
Like,
what we do down here in Kentucky. You're right, Jason.
I knew it. Exactly what I knew it. So, right. So, but you do have egg makers at your house, right? Okay, the egg makers did. Now, I know that might be a sensitive subject because are they all gone? I know that the dogs got to
The dogs got two of them, and a few days
yeah.
later, a neighbor, I won't.
A
A neighbor called animal control, and so animal control showed up at my house and made me get rid of my chickens.
Oh my God.
It
I
was
know.
devastating.
Oh my God. I know how important the chickens are to you.
Yes.
I know you won the chickens in the custody battle. So I know they're so important. So that kills me. They took away your chickens.
It was very upsetting, but I always try to stay positive, even when bad things. Somebody did a laughing emoji.
Somebody.
Try to stay positive, even when bad stuff happens. So I was pretty.
Right.
My daughter was devastated, but we've kind of moved on. I have since acquired new pets, a rat and a parakeet. So
A rat and a parakeet. So complete opposite ends of the spectrum there.
I was trying to be a good mom and let my kids learn some responsibility through pet ownership.
Okay.
The rat smells like garbage, but it's
Yeah.
very cute.
Right, right. Yeah, no, they, you know what? Yeah, no, they smell, but otherwise, they're not, yeah, I'm not like freaked out by them or anything, you know.
Well, they're very
Like,
small creatures too. My
yeah,
mom said yesterday, she said, "Don't you dare get that thing towards me."
yeah, my mom also would not dig the rat. My mom had like an incident when she was a kid, and so she's like affected by rats. You know, there's always, you know, when you have a childhood incident, right, you get traumatized. Okay, so back to the films, you know, because while pet ownership is wild, and while you're, you know, you guys grow your own food there in Kentucky, um, so yeah, because I don't know anything about Kentucky. I know a little bit about, you know, who's the
Well,
governor, and I
maybe
know.
come visit sometime.
Yeah, it's not like on my tourist zone list. I mean, right? But I get it. Yeah. So I mean, you're there, which is cool. And you know, and the colonel was from there, which is unbelievable, right? I mean, that's what we're really thankful for. You know, I have no idea what you said. Was that just you're cutting out?
Everybody loves KFC.
It's true. It's true. And even for a moment there, they tried to do this thing where they tried to change it from Kentucky Fried Chicken to like kitchen fresh chicken. Do you remember that part? You don't remember that, right? Okay. Anyway, moving on. So you play Alicia in Coffee Breaks. And so let's touch on, I know we touched on it last time we talked, but let's touch on it a little bit, that you were moved from other characters. So as an actor, we don't even know where we sort of end up. When we get cast in a film, we could be moved, you know. So tell us a little bit about that, because you're cutting out, your audio is cutting out, and I don't know if it's maybe because I'm talking over you. I'm not sure.
I don't know if my battery's getting low or yeah, so that's part of why I really like just doing as many projects as I can, because you never know where one project may lead you. I love your Wonder Woman cut, by the way.
I did that on purpose, actually. I thought you would. Yeah, I thought you would enjoy that. Yeah, I usually have my Coffee Breaks mug, but anyway, go on.
Uh, so I started out, part of my acting journey as I've just been networking a lot and just reaching out to different people. LinkedIn is one of the places I'm on, and Matthew, the director, I think was the first one to reach out to me about this film. And so I auditioned for the role of Mom, something I get cast in quite a bit lately. And
Yeah.
I got very excited. And I believe it was a month or two later, Tina, right?
Yeah, Tracy, the writer.
God, I'm so horrible with
Oh
names.
my God, I've been blowing it. Like a couple of shows ago, I couldn't remember your character's name, and I was like, "Oh my God!" It was a good thing you don't watch the show, because then you might have found my faux pas. Oh yeah, that's right. I called you out. All right, go on though.
Gosh, how dare you?
So
So better.
you're working. I know we tape in the mornings and stuff. You can't. I mean, mornings here, but you know, you're working and stuff. You can't watch the show. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I said the time difference is crazy.
That's what it is. So go on. Tell us. So you got moved.
We'll hear each other better if we get closer to the camera.
I think if I just don't talk, maybe if I just don't talk, we're probably better off. Okay. So go on though. About you were Mom, and you said you often get cast as that, because I often get cast as Dad now.
Okay.
It's like a role I get. Like if I see, oh, they want Dad, I go, oh, okay, that's me. You know, like I want to be romantic love interest, which I am in this movie, which is awesome,
You
right?
get that soon, yes.
Woohoo me. So you know, so anyway, so go on. So talk about the transitions a little bit. How'd you do it? How'd you, from Mom to romantic love interest?
So Tracy reached out to me and she asked me if I would be interested in a little bit bigger role. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it. The sister, help me out here.
Oh yeah, I did see.
Ah,
I'm
I've
supposed to
had
be
so
promoting
many,
the film, and I'm like,
I've had
yeah.
so many
I,
projects going on. I try to just focus on what I have coming up that week. So I haven't really looked at the script a lot lately. Anyway, so she asked me if I'd be interested in that role. I said absolutely. She then shortly after said, well, this role is for a plus size model, which,
oh,
you
Gabby.
know, yes, we all have body image issues, but I don't quite fit that plus size model physique. So she then asked if I would be interested in Alicia, and it absolutely made my day, and super excited for it. I don't know when we're hopefully soon.
Right. So let me. I want to know. Now, Sarah Christine got cast as Gabby, and she is a plus size model, and she's absolutely perfect for the part.
Uh,
And we lost the tape on Instagram with her as well. So we did this brilliant interview. Yeah. Again, at least I get to interview the pretty girls over and over. But we lost the tape. Oops. We have to talk again. No, I'm just. So we accidentally lost the
I
tape. So
I
I
said I
can't.
see. I'm sorry. I said I see what's going on.
That's what it is. That's my marketing plan. Yeah. So, so anyway, but I did want to talk to you about that because how do you balance? You work a lot of projects, and you recently there's a bunch of stuff I want to touch on. You won an award for cigarette burns and
Other devastations.
other devastations. Thank you. I see again. I'm half paying attention, right? We all lead busy lives, but you won an award for it, best short film. Tell us about that.
Yes. So this was a short film that I did with Christopher. Gosh, I butcher his last name every time. I'm sorry, Chris. Christopher Scenes. It was one of my first projects I did. Uh, it was very emotional, which I love to do. I love to do things that kind of stretch you as an actor. Um, and it was about a woman who has been abused by her husband for quite a while, and she's making a video for her son to kind of finally open up and let him know what's going on and how she's going to try to move forward and stop this cycle of abuse she's been going through. But yeah, he submitted it to some film festivals and it won best short mobile film. So that's my first award ever.
Right? That's unreal. That's amazing. Congratulations on that. So who wrote it? Did he write it?
He writes tons of awesome scripts for these short social awareness films. He's amazing.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Shout out to him. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, so how like I have when you have multiple auditions in a day, when you have multiple projects in a week, and you have a project like Coffee Breaks, where Coffee Breaks is an epic project,
Right.
but it is a little further away. So how like you said, you focus on what you have for the week. Like at some point, are you focusing on what you have for the hour? Like how do you balance that? You know what I mean? Like how do
Right.
and I mean that as an actor because when it rains it pours, right? Like we'll
Yeah.
get we'll get 5 or 6 auditions in a week and then nothing, or at least that's been my case, and partly because when I have 5 or 6 auditions for a week, I'm not applying to other stuff. I just don't have time to sort of do both. So how do you balance that? Are you applying at the same time? Like tell us how you work through that.
I just usually lately it's been a week by week thing. I actually tomorrow I'll be going out to Eastern Kentucky to do some reshoots for the horror film I've been working on. And then this weekend I will be going to Cincinnati and shooting a film called Guilt up there. And then next week I'll be in Indiana for filming Doorman, which Sandy Slavin wrote and is directing. So I don't know, lots of caffeine. That's how I manage it.
But I mean, so you have all these things. So how do you study the scripts? Are you as soon as that one wraps, you're on to the next script? That's what I do. So how are you doing that?
Yeah, So it's a little bit easier. I recently cut back at my day job to 1 to 2 days a week. And so that's left me a little bit more time to focus on scripts and learning my lines and everything. So today I actually will be working on my lines for Guilt, and then just focus on that for this weekend. And then probably next week I'll start working on lines for Doorman, which I think I have most of them down.
How long would you say you've had the script on that project? Like to get to where you're familiar, how long would you say you had the script?
It's actually pretty easy for me. I can sit down. I can sit down for an hour or two and just get everything in my head. I don't
Right
know.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, no, I mean, if I could, I guess I could memorize it, but I mean, for me, I like the script like in advance. Like I like to, throw it around and do all this crap,
No, that's definitely ideal, but sometimes
Right.
a couple times recently where I get the script a couple days ahead of time, and that's all. You just gotta roll with it.
That's it, right. So that's the nature of the beast. That's just part of your talent that you have, right? Like that. Yeah, if you can't do that, literally, if you get the script yesterday and you have to do it today, you really have to do it. So yeah, I just blew this audition probably that I had. Like
Oh.
they gave me this script and then I was like, and I do this classic thing where I am too fast. I'm too fast with it. They're always like, slow down, slow down. Say that again.
You get nervous?
I don't know if it's nervous. It has to be, right, but realistically, it's like I'm more concerned about just remembering everything. And so for me, once I get past that, then it's fine. But I always have that first like initial stumbling block, and I haven't auditioned for anything in a couple of months because I've been moving to Los Angeles and doing all this stuff. So I've been like just like not working. And so my first audition back, I've actually worked since I've been here in LA, but just cast off my look or my height or whatever. But my actual first audition, I was just sort of even like, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. And, trying to line up everything in a new house. And yesterday I did an audition for my shower. Like, okay, so do you always self-tape in the same spot, or do you have other places you do that at?
No, I usually self-tape here in the spare room, which used to be the man cave. But it's mostly quiet. It's a clear wall, and I've just got my little ring light and everything set up in here. So this is my space now.
So you got the audition room in the custody battle as well. That's good. That's good to hear. Chickens, the audition room, the important things. I understand.
I have my priorities set.
Yeah, you have to. As an actor, you have to. So back to coffee breaks. Let's talk about more than that. The pitch is actually coming out for it to be on Amazon, and I haven't seen it yet because I just got it this morning. Did you take a look at it?
I don't think I got it.
You didn't? Okay, you didn't see the pitch. It must have come. So Warren says it exists. Warren says it's out. And again, Warren is my handler. He's like, you said Matt sort of contacted you. Warren contacted me. We're all sort of brought in from different areas. But the pitch is out for it, and I guess it's going to go to Amazon. Could potentially be, Amazon Original, and all these things. So we've auditioned for the parts, but there's talk about re-auditioning for Amazon. Which for me as the star, I have a lot of fear around that. Like,
bring it on, I say. We got this, Jason.
I mean, you're right. We are right for the part. So I believe if you're right for the part, you'll get it. And I love your positive attitude about it. So tell us, like, do you have experiences like afterwards? You're supposed to audition and then let it go, right? Like.
Oh, yeah.
So are you just like that? Are you just like, you know what? Oh, I'm done. It's okay.
Most of the time, if it's something I really, really want, I do kind of get a little bit more excited, but I still try to just be whatever happens and is meant to be kind of thing.
Right. Okay, right. And as an actor, you kind of have to be that way because you really have no control over, you know, my background is retail. So I remember this guy telling me once that, you know, you might not, the lady might not buy from you because you look like the grandson that doesn't call. So, you know, so I always figure if I didn't get the part, man, maybe I'm a crappy actor, maybe. But,
No.
oh, well, thank you. I mean, I love you. Thank you. But maybe I just look like a grandson who doesn't call. You know what I mean? Like it could literally be anything out of your control. So for me to take that on, but I'm not as good at that, man. I still go, oh, what if I did it this way? You know, oh, I could have done it better. Like even right now, I'm going, man, if I had just slowed down, it would have been fine, you know. But I'm kind of an intense dude. So if they want slowed down, maybe I'm not that guy. You know, so tell us, you know, a question I like to ask, and we talked about it before a little bit, but are there scenarios you won't film? Say like in the ocean, say like from a high rise. Is there, or say like a bridge? Like, is there a scene that, like for me, the ocean scene with the shark is like a no-go. Like
Really?
I'm like, oh my God, they'd be like, all right, action. I'd be like, you know, like just like I'd be dead. They'd be like, okay, cut, and then they'd have to wake me up, and I'd you know do it again. You know, oh, my mom is here. I need to shout out my mom. She's on lunch.
Uh,
Mom, Liz Fletcher is here. She's a co-star. She's co-starring with me in Coffee Breaks, a movie you'll actually like, Mom. I don't hurt anybody and I don't die. Uh, so anyway, so are there any of those scenes you won't film? Like for me, I don't think I could actually physically do some of those scenes. I think I'd be too frightened. But I do find myself overcoming things as an actor. So what about you? Have you had to overcome anything? Have you had to do something beyond what you thought you could do?
not yet. I like to experience new things and new places, and I'm pretty much always up for anything, I would say. Was it last week? I think it was last week when I was doing this horror film in Eastern Kentucky. I did get a little bit freaked out. So the set that we were using was this old abandoned school, and it was just totally disgusting. Dirt, I mean, plants growing on into the inside of the building. It was so amazing, but it was kind of freaky at the same time. I didn't feel like I had to act so much because I really was kind of scared.
Right.
But I loved it.
But you just did it, right?
Yeah, you just got to do it.
Right, because what are you gonna do? Okay, so say again, like Shia LaBeouf, right? The guy gets his whole chest tattooed for a role, and I'm saying to myself, that's why I'm never gonna be an A-lister. Because I mean, your whole chest, like, I mean, maybe the guy had it, you know, in for a tattoo, but is there something that like, that's what I'm saying, is there a line you draw? I mean, and I get there's, we're not talking about you know, a rated R line or something like that. We're talking about a frightened line. Is there a line you draw somewhere? You know, like, okay, we want you to walk on these hot coals, but as a SAG actor, you're going to get 50 grand for doing it. Like, you know, is there something like that?
I can't I can't see anything yet, like a reasonable thing, obviously.
Okay,
that.
right.
Now the tattoo thing with Shia LaBeouf, he kind of strikes me as kind of different, and he just goes all in for stuff when he does films. I think he probably could have gotten away without getting a real tattoo, but that was just his choice, I think. That's
right,
probably...
but going all in, isn't that what it takes?
Yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, you still have to retain yourself as a person, I think.
I think so. So okay. So let's talk about tattoos, because I just did a couple of. And here's where my mother leaves the conversation. Okay, but I just did this. I just did this day, and my mother. Oh my God! I remember the day that my mother. I was playing hooky from something, work, I don't know. And my mom came home, and rather than get freaked out that she all of a sudden she saw my tattoo. I wasn't expecting her to come home because I was playing hooky, and she's like, is that real? I mean, never mind that I was cutting whatever I was supposed to be at. It was more like, is that real? So, you know, I was thinking, so since my mom is watching, shout out to my mom for it's too bad, Mom, it's real. Anyway, okay, so I had to do this commercial for shampoo, and I have to do this thing for shorts, but I have tattoos all over. So as an actor, you know, what do you do? And I know you recently got some tattoos.
And thanks.
I'm trying to keep it PG-13 here, or at least my mother is watching the show. Anyway,
I meant your things.
Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna hold on. Okay, so anyway, the tattoos, because totally derailed me. The tattoos.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Jason.
You're right. That's what it is. It is only because my mom is watching that stoked me. Tattoos. When you get tattoos, are you worried about potentially? I know you know. I got to be me. I got to do me, right? I got to, you know. But when I think about, okay, I'd like to get more tattoos, I have to think about as a model. I have to think about, you know, what roles am I in? You know, and so do you think about that before you get tattoos as an actor? Like how do you know? No, Mom, you don't have to leave. Jeez.
Oh my God. I'll leave. So I think it's just so easy to cover them up that it doesn't really. I don't really ever give it a second thought when I'm getting a tattoo. That's just
okay. So
I think if they like my look and my acting, then the tattoos part, it's easy enough to make them disappear.
do you? So one of our viewers, a friend of mine, this model, she's a wonderful pinup model. Her name is Laura, and she says she brings her own makeup to cover her tattoos. Do you bring your own?
I don't. I haven't been asked to cover up any tattoos yet, but I usually do my own makeup for films. I even bring my own cry stick for certain films. Have you used that before?
No, I actually cry on film. How do you? How do you?
Wow. I feel like an amateur now.
No. I have used eye drops. Don't get me wrong. If the situation doesn't require it, I don't bring it. So tell me about this cry stick, because maybe I'd like to use that if I could cry easier. What? How do you? What does it do?
Looks like a tube of clear lipstick. You can buy them on Amazon for $15. You put a little bit of you just draw a line under each eye, and it just makes your eyes water really bad. It gives you just these big, beautiful tears. It's great.
I'm like, my mouth is open, like I look all stupid going, but I'm serious. I never heard of this. I
can't believe
bring it.
You need to get one. Try it out.
No, I do, and our viewers are learning about this as well. I truly didn't know about a cry stick. I saw the cover. Let's go back again to cigarette burns and other devastating horrors, and other devastations. But you have a tear coming down your eye.
Okay, so for that was actually real. I did draw a little bit from my past experiences for that film, because I have been in abusive relationships before. And so I pulled from that. But my big secret, I will tell you my secret for really getting the tears going. For me, I watch one of the last scenes from Homeward Bound, where the dog gets trapped at mud pit. And the thing is I had a golden retriever, and I had to put her down a few years ago.
Oh.
So when I watch that, it just rips me apart inside. So that's how I get the real tears going.
Because I saw that, I saw the tear dripping down your face, and I thought, man, that's good. Like I thought it was really good. I really do. I definitely thought, I think of my cat, right? Like similar to what you say. But if I watch America's Got Talent, oh my God, I cry every episode. I don't know. I don't know if you watch that show, but that show is like, oh my God, you have cancer and your children are about to die, and then they're like, but you're this amazing singer, and I'm just like, like in every episode, and I'm like, I'm trying to hold it together as the dad. I'm like, I can't. So that show gets me every time. So tell us a little bit. What do you have coming up? Like, I know you're super busy. You mentioned a few things. You mentioned you had a bunch of stuff coming up in Indiana and Eastern Kentucky. Do you ever shoot in any states that anyone's heard of? Like, that was a shout out to California, by the way. I just wanted to write on. So, oh shit, look at that.
I would come to California to film if somebody wanted me to.
Somebody wants you to, besides me. Somebody, I mean, I want you to, but other people. I keep thinking, we've now talked a bunch of times, online. So talk a little bit about, I know, tell us more about the projects coming up, and things like that. Talk a little more. You said you had a horror movie that you're going back for a reshoot. And what is that movie? Can we know?
Yeah, absolutely. So the one that I'm going back for a reshoot tomorrow is called Gore All Hallows Eve, and they're hoping to have it out by October. It's about this serial killer. I'm in the very beginning. I play a aspiring reporter who is covering all these murders that have happened, and she decides to take her camera guy and go explore this old abandoned school where he's committed all these murders, and she ends up getting strangled by intestines.
That's okay. So that's the finale of that, right? I rarely play the victim. I'm usually the guy doing the strangling with whatever because of my height and size. But I was supposed to be the victim, and of course, I lost like a ton of gigs moving. That did me. I got written out of a lot of movies. So, back to Coffee Breaks. Realistically, we're here because of the movie Coffee Breaks, and that's how you and I met. And shout out to Warren Madden, Matt Sly, the director, and Tracy Simpson, the writer. So let's talk about that. You've read the script. And what was your feeling? What was your right? What was your feeling when you read the script? I mean, let's talk about that, because I've read a lot of scripts and nothing to me was as powerful as that. Like I was like, oh my God, like if I get cast in this, it's unbelievable.
Right.
So talk about that.
I read it and I was just blown away that, I mean, it's an amazing script. Tracy is just a fantastic writer. And I was in awe when I finished it thinking, oh my God, am I really in this? So it's just so powerful. I love the interactions between the characters. It just feels so real. And I think that's what draws people in, is when they feel like they're watching something that could really be happening.
Right. It's a very realistic script. I think that's important, that it doesn't seem like the dialogue is phony, and,
Right.
it seems like it could really be happening. If you could compare it to something, like I always say, it's kind of like a blend. It has, it has humor because we have John Lair, who was, of course, the original Geico Caveman. I tell people, I say, listen, I'm friends with Geico Caveman, and they go, oh, which one? Like, who cares? Dude, like, fucking any of them, right? Like who cares? I know one of them, but I know the one. And then I have to go, oh, the original one, and then like that matters. So when people ask you, I love to ask this question to actors. As an actor, when people come up to you, do you say, I'm a nurse? And I know you're a post-anesthesiologist nurse, so you see all the people do those weird things. We talked about that before, that people come out of anesthesia and they get a little weird. But when people say to you, what do you do? Do you tell them you're a nurse, or do you say you're an actor? How do you handle that?
I say both. I've kind of rejoined the dating scene. So the whole what do you do for a living comes up in conversation all the time. But yeah, definitely I feel like acting is my passion. It's what I want to do long term. So that's what I identify as when I talk to people.
Do you find that people treat you different when they know you're an actor?
Mm-hmm.
How? Like, because I know that. So that's why I stopped telling people I was an actor. I started saying I'm a contractor because they go, oh, you know. So tell us, because I know what happens. So tell the audience what happens when people find out you're an actor.
So when you tell people that you're an actor, a lot of the questions that you get are, "Ooh, what might I have seen you in?"
That's
And
it, right?
probably nothing yet, but you will someday. Um, yeah, that's people get pretty excited, I guess.
Yeah, they treat you different.
Yeah, so I have a funny story. My kids go to this day camp in the summer, and they have told the kids in their class that their mom is an actress and she's been doing some films. And so one day I went to pick them up, and a couple of the kids came up to me and they asked for my autograph.
Uh, did you give it to them?
I obliged, yes.
And, and and how do you sign it? Do you sign it like, do you say something to the effect of like, you know, do you just sign your name, or do you say like, you know, God bless, or, you know, all my love, or like, what do you write on your autograph?
So I did just write I just wrote my autograph, which was kind of weird. I've never done that before, but I should have written something. I mean, these are small children that are looking up to me. I should have written something like, follow your dreams, kids, or something along those lines. I didn't, dang it.
Oh man, so you blew a mentorship opportunity.
I totally ruined it. What's wrong with me?
You know what? I don't know what I would have written. I mean, because I think I would have said, you don't want my autograph, kids. Like, but how do you tell your kids no? Like, okay, so I have these people from high school who, I don't know, right? They want my autograph, or my neighbor. He's like, you got to send me a picture. I said, listen, man, I'm just a dude. Like, my autograph's not worth something. Like, I don't know why you want it. You know, like, I mean, and so he's like, no, you got to send it to me. It's really important. Like, but I understand. Like, it seems, the truth is I can't wait to sign autographs. Like, I want to,
Mm-hmm.
but right now when people ask me, I feel really weird, right? But you've been in films.
Right. I
So,
mean, I think it's something, it's a rare thing, even though we're kind of on this journey and doing all these films. It's something that most people won't ever get to experience. And so I think that's why it's so cool and special for people to know an actor or actress. It's something that they're never gonna really do themselves.
right. So in the Bay Area, that was my experience for sure. People would be like, oh, you're an actor? And here they're like, you know, they're like, sure. They're like, what restaurant do you work at? You know, and you know, and I do good. I'm a good commercial guy, you know. I mean, so I do good, right? And here I had to go back to commercials. I couldn't. I'm not there yet here to get into films. I mean, you know, one of the guys said you're en route in August.
Yes.
Where is that filming?
That's filming here in Kentucky. Christopher Maggard wrote and is directing it. And I've worked with him once already on a short film called The Gathering. And it is probably one of my favorite films that I've done so far. It was just so well done. The script was great. So I'm super excited to work with him again. He's a really cool guy.
You know, I love working with people again.
Yeah.
I really do. Like, as an actor, I feel like it validates me. Like, okay, I didn't do shitty. Like, you know, because I'm always second guessing my performance.
Yeah, I feel that.
Right.
We're always looking for validation.
You know, I wonder, as artists, is that a thing? Do artists look for validation, or at what point, you know, because as artists, we're supposed to not care. We're supposed to not care about accolades, right? But when I get them, I'm like, okay, I'm doing good. Okay, my training's paying off. Like, you know, but the same as we're not supposed to care about criticisms. I think we're not supposed to care about accolades. We're supposed to be us, right? So how is that you know, again, how do you feel about that? Like, yeah, Christopher there, he gave you a shout out.
Sure.
You're amazing. It's an honor to work with you. Well, I feel the same way. So there you go. So,
Okay.
so tell us, you know, about that. Like, you know, ignore the criticisms, accept the praise. Is that how does it work?
I think I'm the hardest on myself, and I think a lot of actors probably feel that way. I feel like the Indiana film that I'm working on, Doorman, I worked with this amazing actress who's been in tons of stuff. She's this legend, Lynn Lowry. She's this just horror film legend. And I felt like such an amateur next to her. And I actually got pretty flustered when I was doing scenes with her. And I just kept thinking, man, what am I doing here? I'm not good enough for this. What am I doing? And I think everybody feels that sometimes. And I think no matter what you do in life, I think everybody has moments where they're like, maybe I'm not where I should be, or maybe I'm not good enough for this. But you just gotta work on being the best that you can and just get as much experience as you can and just keep on moving up.
You know that, yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I think what you're talking about is, and I suffer from it hardcore, is imposter syndrome. Like,
Yes.
right, exactly. Like, and I love to talk about this I love to talk about this with other actors because I feel like, oh my God, I'm the only one, right? But I know imposter syndrome is a thing. And it, like, I'll be on set, even my first day on set, I watched this, you know, he's a good friend of mine, this guy, he became a good friend of mine, thank God. But I watched this guy do this crying over this girl's death in a film. My first day ever on a real set. And the girl wasn't there. She had to leave. And so this dude's crying as if she's there. His name is Boynton Pack. I want to shout him out. And I thought to myself, oh, I got to walk off set. I'm no good. Oh my God, I just saw that amazing performance. I can't do it, you know? But then here I am now, right? Like I'm this allegedly award-winning whatever, you know, no, I'm an award-winning actor. I'm dope. But, so, but you know, I still feel that way. I'm on set and I see these people do it and I go, oh no. You know, I want to shout out a couple of people that are watching the show. Nicole Vegas, thank you for always watching. Thank you for your support. I want to shout out Andrew Chandra, who has a film coming out that I'm the voice of. On the trailer, it was my one trailer I did, but it's called 2 Million Ransom. So shout out to him. And I want to shout out Brian Cohen, who is also an award winner and has a new movie coming out called Proud Jewel. So it's funny how I can remember my friends' projects, but the projects I'm on, you know, the projects I'm on are pretty bad. But I mean, they're not bad. I can remember them, you know. And do you think it's because you have too many? Like, I mean, what do you think? Or do you remember them all? Like, do you know? Oh, I know. No, you're right. But you're forgetting names like me.
Yeah.
Clearly, the beer is setting in.
I mean, when you start to get busy, you just got to take it week by week. You just got to prioritize and focus on what's coming up next and let the other stuff go until it's ready to happen, I think.
Right? I definitely feel that way. You know, Christopher Megard, how do you say it? Maggard, thank you. You know, he said it's hard to work with actors and crew who think they're better than others. You know,
Yeah.
I found that to be my experience. And, you know, even on set, like, you know, people are like, oh, I was on this or I was on that. Like, we're all here now. Like, I don't know what to tell you, you know. So, you know, but at some point, right, how do you balance imposter syndrome and we're all here at the same place? Like, you know, like I deserve to be here, but at the same time, I'm not comfortable signing autographs.
Right.
Like, you know, how do you balance that as an actor?
I think you just have to stay humble and just treat everybody with kindness, no matter if it's the director or another actor or the sound person or anybody. I think you just have to treat everybody with kindness and respect. And unfortunately, I think we've all worked with people who don't feel that way. But I think being kind and respectful and professional is gonna get you a lot further than acting like a diva.
Right? You know, at what point do you get to act like a diva? You know, at what point? Never.
Never.
But what? Okay, at what point though do you say I only want green M&Ms in the bowl? Never.
I did ask for that last week as a joke.
You had a writer. You had a writer on the film.
This was at the abandoned school, and there wasn't even a bathroom there.
Yeah. Okay. So that is something, right? So a lot of location shoots. I did a location shoot that was an abandoned. It was an abandoned apartment building, and it was freaky. And you know, behind the building, it was like the homeless restroom, right? Like, and so they go, well, you have a choice here. And this was during COVID. Warren. Warren wants to be a diva. During COVID, they, you know, so like restaurants weren't letting you use their bathrooms, right?
Yeah.
So we were shooting on this location, and where do you go? You just don't, or you do? I don't know. Like what's the deal? Like, I mean, so you're on location, and sometimes we get in pretty rough scenarios. Like, you know, on independent films, maybe. I mean, not necessarily, you know, Warner Brothers had these trucks that drove up that had bathrooms in them, but not every set has that. Let's be realistic. You know, budgets are tight. They are what they are. So when you get on a set like that, do you plan for it? Do you, you know, what is your expectations? I plan for every scenario now. I bring food, I bring water, I bring extra clothes, I bring, you know, what has your experience been?
So probably the craziest set that I had to try to prepare for was a short horror film I did last September, and we filmed out in the woods, out in the middle of nowhere all night. I mean, we were out there in 40-degree weather for like 13 hours, and there's no bathrooms. So I had to pee in the woods. I mean, I'm not too proud to do that kind of stuff. You know, we're making a film, we're making something cool. Who cares, you know?
Right. At some point, you just have to, right? I mean, especially if you're out in the woods, it's not that big a deal. But you know, but how do you? So let's say, like, do you bring toilet paper to shoots? Like, because I don't bring toilet paper. I mean, maybe I should.
I might start though.
Right, like maybe that, you know, get a cry stick and get some toilet paper, and that's what we're learning today. So let's get back to coffee breaks, because we are almost out of time, and you know, we'll just talk about random actor crap all day. But coffee breaks. Warren wanted me to mention, you know, Jerry Suprian, Scott Crane, Selena Alva. We you know, John Lair again.
Right.
Wesley Ure and Kathy Coleman from Land of the Lost are on the show. Of course, Sarah Christine is playing Gabby, and you are playing Alicia. You know, I'm in the film, I heard.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what Amazon decides, right? Like, I'm going to do all this promotion work for this movie, and then Amazon's going to be like, that guy, no. Oh, there's plenty of buckets and toilet paper en route, aren't you? Oh, look at that. You might even get granola bars if you guys are lucky. If you guys are lucky, you might get granola bars. Like, you know, so what has your experience been post-COVID? I got another question. I know we're almost out of time, but Crafty has gotten worse. Am I right? Like Crafty prior to COVID was like good food, and Crafty now, like it's not the same, right?
Well, see, I don't know, because I only started doing this in August. So I've only been pursuing acting for a year. So I don't know what things were like beforehand, but I'm pretty low maintenance. I'll eat whatever.
A squirrel, whatever you can catch. Because you're from Kentucky. We know. We all know. We're here. We know. We have supermarkets here in California. I mean, so I mean that's just how it goes, right?
I'm
Okay,
not
so
from Kentucky, Jason.
where are you from?
I'm from Michigan originally.
Michigan,
Do you know
which
where
is
that is?
yeah, I saw that movie Fargo, so I'm pretty sure. Isn't that
I
in
don't think
Michigan?
that took place in Michigan.
Oh, North Dakota? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure that Michigan is a lot like Fargo, though, in my mind. So, Michigan, Kentucky, I'm pretty sure they qualify as nearly the same state. So, anyway,
Yes, I get to try squirrel for the first time.
yes, right? You're going to get a squirrel, and you know, like in Crocodile Dundee, you can probably eat a lizard, you know, which is the equivalent of a hot dog, I've heard.
It probably chicken.
Lizards taste like chicken?
I don't know. That's what I guess.
Have you? I love those exotic animals, though. I really do like eat snake, and whenever I go to the fair, right, they have crazy stuff. So you can eat sometimes wild things. I mean, you guys call it food, but to me, I call it wild things.
What kind of
Snakes, frog legs. You know what I'm saying? We have crazy stuff in California. We have a heavy metal mariachi band in California. We do. We do.
You'll have to share some of that stuff with me.
Yeah. You guys have fried chicken. We have heavy metal mariachi. There you go. What could? Oh, Christopher said he likes In-N-Out Burger. Yeah, you know, man, I don't know. Maybe living here, In-N-Out Burger is Fat Burger is where it's at for me. Anyway, that's just a different burger chain. We're getting off topic. So.
Are you talking about squirrels and burgers and you didn't hear me, did you?
I did, but I didn't know how to respond to a squirrel burger. You're making me hungry. You guys talking about a squirrel burger. So anyway, so let's talk about one more time real quick, and then we got to wrap up. But you know, I've enjoyed this. You're Alicia in Coffee Breaks, one of the stars. You know, clearly, probably the star of the film, and then I'm in it too. You know, and then I get to work with you. I look at it as that. So tell the people again one more time. You know, you got some movies coming up. And if you have anything you want to pitch, but also tell people where they can follow you, you know, at Instagram or on Facebook, however you feel like doing that. My headphones are going back and forth as I gesture, which is really distracting. But I can't hear otherwise. I got a broken phone. What?
I said stop moving.
There you go. I can't. You're supposed to move back and forth on film, and I just go like this, all wrong. Did you know that? Supposed to move forward and back on film, not left to right.
Learning new things every day.
It's wild. I know. Every you know, and then there's other people who say just don't move. So I try to really hold still. You know. All right. So anyway, back to the question. Tell everybody where they can find you. What's going on?
Okay, so you can find me on Facebook at Liz Fletcher, and Instagram I am at Ms. Liz Fletcher. Very original, I know. So I've got Gore All Hallows Eve that's going to be coming out soon. The film Guilt, which is being written and directed by William Chafin. That's going to be filming in Cincinnati this weekend. Hopefully, I don't know when they're planned for releases yet. And then Doorman, I'll be filming next week. That's in Indiana. I don't know when that's coming out, but we should be wrapping it up next week. And that's, Root. Sorry, Christopher. Root. Filming in Kentucky, beginning of August. So I'm super excited to be working with him again. Yeah.
Right. You know, and release dates are what they are. They're tentative.
Right. It's a process.
I just got a letter today. They were like, "Oh my God, this is an edit, you know, a rush edit, and this thing is going to be out in May." And then, you know, here we are, July, and they're sending me an apology letter talking about October, you know, for some of the projects. So, you know, it is what it is. And I'm still waiting on movies from years ago that haven't come out. You know, it is what it is. So, you know, Liz, thank you. Let's shout out Coffee Breaks one more time. you're always a wonderful guest. I appreciate you being here. You're beautiful, you're talented. We all know there's no way anyone could be as successful as you are. Oh, release date in 2022. Yeah, if you tell me 2022,
Woo-hoo.
I don't even hear it. Right? if they tell me, they go, oh, movie's coming out next year. I'm like, if I'm alive, like, who even cares, right? Like, I live in LA. I might die in a car crash. Like, woo! Like, oh, I didn't mean it. No, my mom isn't watching anymore, so who cares if I sound like that? But anyway, anyway, so coffee breaks. We're shooting that. Now they're actually talking about potentially next year. It all depends on funding. It all depends on Amazon's call.
Right.
It all depends on those things. So, things are up in the air. But you and I are in that. You're starring as Alicia. Matt Sly, the director, written by Tracy Simpson, co-starring John Lair, Sarah Christine, Jerry Suprian, Wesley Ure, Kathy Coleman. A lot of great talent on there. A lot of people with star meters way higher than mine. So I'm blessed to be a part of it. Shout out to Warren who makes all this possible, who lines up my guests, and it makes it possible for me to talk to the beautiful women. I appreciate it. And, shout out to our viewers. Thank you to everybody who watched Coffee Break Thursdays, which is what we're calling it now. Because originally it was just like, hey, Jay, host this show. And now it's the Coffee Breaks Thursdays. So Liz, you're wonderful. Thank you. Follow Liz Fletcher online, everybody. And we'll talk soon.
Bye, Jason.
Oh, wait, before you go.
Yes.
Any last words for the fans? I should have said that before I signed off. Go ahead.
Follow your dreams, everybody.
I love it. Let's end on that.
Bye, Jason.